This NFL Picks Week 9 edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog's hooking up new customers. Play just $5 and get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with the code SGPN.
Hey, this is LeGarrette Blunt, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
To the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Week 9 is upon us, Sean.
Can you believe it's week 9? I can.
I can believe it.
It's been a grind.
I was telling you about how week 9 is upon us.
Yes. Week 9 is upon us. Looking to my locks. I really got to get right. Got to get some mojo going. Overall ATS, I'm fine. I'm above 500, but the locks have been elusive. I got to get locked in. I got to get dialed in. Why are you laughing?
Well, it's an elusive lock. I think it's got some Vaseline on it. It's hard to
slippery,
hard to get the
slippery
key
when
going.
wet. I mean, look at last week. It was crazy. All favorites, all overs. It was a square bettor's dream.
I need to start recording my weekly contest call with Cousin Mush.
Oh yeah.
So everyone else can hear him losing his mind about how we're not taking we're not eating chalk. It's not going to keep. Oh no, here it goes. The worst chalk week of them all just happened.
Yeah,
so.
It was, and
which I did go 3-0 in my locks.
You did.
Is that worth?
Nice work, Ryan.
Note that.
We did. Big part of the reason why we went 3-2 in the Circa Million. That was nice. New quarter for Circa Million. We're hanging around there, and of course we do have our Circa Survivors still with our buddy Daps. That last entry we crowbarred in last minute with Daps. So what do we? I mean, we're still alive at a chance for 18 million.
Yeah, I mean the implied value is what? It's up to
9,000. Yeah,
I mean, it's
last week for Survivor was it was a bit of a bloodbath. I mean that was like one of the few times Falcons people were on, Bengals people were on. Of course that was the game the Jets were going to win. Breece Hall game-winning touchdown pass. It was a wild ass.
And I got to be honest, hopefully if you listen to this program, you didn't go out with Atlanta because if you go to church, the Close Your Eyes special would have told you to stay away. There are demons in this game.
And we got a couple Close Your Eyes specials this week. What was it? 1-1 last week?
1-1. Yeah.
Yeah. Commanders. The Commanders were interesting because that first half they were hanging around in that game. Of course, we got the bad beats on the Marcus Mariota rushing yards, which I'm told Cash Patel and the FBI are investigating. So stay tuned.
It does seem like they screwed it up.
I mean, I didn't do a deep dive. I did a deep dive of people sending in screenshots.
No, so this is what happened, right? So, well, first he trips and falls kind of in the middle of the field, ends up a couple yards short. Running play. He's running to the right. He dives for the first down, which is a 2-yard. He ends up getting 2 rushing yards, but in the act fumbling. Fumble goes backwards out of bounds. So of course the ball's spotted where the ball goes out of bounds. They did not, even though the official scoring states that Marcus Mariota rushed for 2 yards.
Yeah.
And then there was a fumble that lost 2 yards.
Fumble yards aren't supposed to count against you, right?
It doesn't seem like, however that is graded, made it through to the stat systems that the props can. I don't quite understand because it seems pretty clear. Like they've made all these stupid rules to make sure that players don't lose statistical value on stuff like that. And it just seems like there's at least maybe just take a peek. Just take a peek. I don't think he's playing poker, so I don't know how we connect.
It's not that crazy to do a stat adjustment. I felt like stat adjustments happened all the time back when I was a managed fantasy football player.
You had to wait till Tuesday.
Yeah, but now that props are everywhere, stat corrections never happen, or at least I'm never the beneficiary.
I would say this: everyone is going to focus on the players and how you can, finds a vulnerability, take advantage of that vulnerability. Next thing you know, you got a player fixing games or whatever, helping to hit a prop bet. Wouldn't the statisticians be an easier target?
Oh yeah.
How do we not just figure out a way to just let AI do that?
Well, remember there was.
I mean, like not even joking.
No,
they have the technology to track players on. Like, here's what's crazy, Sean. My daughter's soccer team has video equipment that fits in a little case about this big.
Mm-hmm.
They take to every game, and it records the entire game. It then processes it using AI, so any player can log in and see a cut up of just them or whatever they want. This is a youth sports device that costs very little money. They have this technology. They can do this. They could easily have AI replace the guy deciding if that was a rush or a pass.
Well, Ryan, I mentioned that because there was in the pandemic when they were doing those the what was it called where they locked down all the basketball players and made them play basketball, the bubble.
Yeah.
So
AKA Disney.
So basically they were saying the official scoring just became whoever team was dubbed the home team. And that those hometown scores were very generous when grading rebounds, assists, and stuff like that. There was an angle there to be had.
Oh, well, I'm positive that if you took the bias out of I think you'd probably see it less with stats and more with clock management. The extra couple seconds you run off the clock here or there. Again, you can replace all of this, right? Couple sensors in the ball. Bing, bang, boom. Couple robots. Bing, bang, boom. I don't want my stats artisanal. I want my stats correct.
Well, and then yes, while we're on our old guy takes.
I like handcrafted chain gang. I'm okay with that. I don't want AI doing measurements. That's
and they've done a bad job of they're splitting the difference because they're still having the refs mark the ball, and then the virtual measurement is just wherever the guy with cataracts decided to set the ball down. You either got to go full chip in the football, which I'm fine, or go old school chain gang. You can't do half of, hey, the ref decides where the spot is and then the computer checks if the spot is right. Or like shows you where he has it. That's pointless.
So the Hawkeye technology or whatever that they can only use it when the ball's placed on the field. Have you watched tennis? They're tracking a ball moving at high speeds.
Yes.
And furthermore, like some of the early companies that built the tracking systems, like it's just an array of cameras. The NFL could very easily, and again, it's always shocking when the NFL doesn't have a camera angle. College, we've learned to accept it. Some conferences, they just don't have the money to get the goal line camera. But how do you not have an array of cameras somewhere on the stadium high up that can see everything, and then all you need to do is maybe the skin of the ball has something in it. Maybe you don't even need a chip.
No, there's
no chip in a tennis ball.
No, they can figure it out.
So and then it just happens. Then it just the spot of no one wants. I think everyone would agree to removing subjectivity from the objective calls on a football field.
Sure.
Where is the ball? That should be objective, not subjective.
And while we're over there was a lot of talk about
is your knee down subjective?
Now I'm not saying this to get you fired up, right? But there was a lot of talk about, hey, we got to get rid of the tush push. It's too tough to officiate. We can't officiate the tush push. That play where there was an alleged missed call, I have no opinion, but that play, it had nothing to do with the tush push. You clearly saw Jalen Hurts. My point is, if they got rid of the tush push angle and just allowed that, and that was a regular quarterback sneak, that play would have looked. That play would have looked exactly the same. It had the fact that it was a tush push had no bearing on whether the call was correct or incorrect. Do you agree with that?
Completely agree. Also hilarious that this is some angle that all the mouth breathing Eagles fans have taken with me to suggest, well, I don't have opinion on this call, but just so you know, it's not about the tush push. And it's like, well, of course, it's a horrible
no, but
call.
there's a lot of
it's a horrible call that happened during a tush push. And obviously, it's already something that people want to throw their vegetables at.
yes.
But
Dan Orlovsky's saying, I'm done with the tush push. Yeah. They can't officiate it. That's dumb. That's not a reason. And that if you're going to say you can't officiate the tush push, that is a horrible example to bring up. That was just allegedly a missed call. So that to me is a nuance worth discussing.
The statute of limitations on the call is passed. You don't have to protect your innocence.
I'm not.
Second of all, it's undeniably. I think the issue I have with many of the Eagles fans who have decided to pop their heads out of the fucking dirt and chirp at me is that they will not acknowledge that is the worst. It's unfortunate that the worst call of the season happened during the tush push because it's going to cause it to get banned now. It's causing.
That's what I mean, I would push back on that. Pun intended.
It's an incredibly bad call. It resulted in change of possession.
There's been a number of bad calls throughout the entire season.
A play that
say that one was the worst. Well, I think's a little.
It's the only singular play that the NFL officiating crew or brass has spoken out and said we need to officiate it better. And for then this to happen, it's just an egregious mistake that anyone who watches football outside of the mouth breathers from Philadelphia who don't have a stance on the play for some reason, they're afraid.
Shout out to the mouth breathers like Big Dom, who was kind enough. Big Dom and Zach Bond visited Cam Scadaboo in the hospital.
That's
brought him
Zach
pizza
Bond
and cheesesteaks and just class organization.
Big Dom, classy move. He's hosting someone in his city. That's an Italian American of the month. Zach Bond being there, that's disgusting.
Really?
He doesn't need to come by. Unless it's
Scadaboo seemed to like that he was there.
Scadaboo's going to be. I mean, he's just stoked to fucking live. He's just happy to be alive.
He's stoked to live.
He tried.
That probably is a great way to describe it.
He reached both his hands up to stand up after his leg had been fractured, ankle dislocated, and by the way, popping out.
Yeah.
That
from
sounds,
the skin.
That sounds fuck. And he wanted to get up. Then he wanted to make sure his coach could see that he needed a substitute.
I mean, someone needs to, and I'm not a great video editor, but do a mashup of Scadaboo's injury, tapping himself out, and Anthony Richardson tapping himself out for being winded, because two opposite ends of the dog spectrum. Ryan, we also the chat is lit. Shout out to Dave in the chat. He said, always wanted to ask, because it's hilarious, why the Even Money hate? And he's talking about the Ross Tucker Even Money podcast. I enjoy it. I also like busting Ross's chops. He talks very slow in the podcast. Two-time winner of the Westgate Super Contest, Steve Fezzik. But I do enjoy the show, and so we're just having fun. But
it's a soap opera. If you want my honest answer, there's not a listen.
Their approach to gambling on that show, I also find a bit funny, with their love of teasers, and then he's sponsored by DraftKings, and then every episode is pointing out how DraftKings doesn't have a good price on 2-team teasers. If I was DraftKings and I was sponsoring Ross's show, I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. Why highlight that we are not competitive in the teaser market? And then he gives out a bunch of Wong teasers, which again, not my approach to gambling. And then it is very funny when they recap the shows. They do a if you lose a couple teasers a la Miami, Miami beating Atlanta, you're totally destroyed with your bankroll. So it's not my approach to gambling. I do think Fezzik obviously knows his stuff, and Ross, it's a fun show. Not hating on it, but I do like to bust their chops.
I mean, Fezzik's an easy guy to hate, but he's been around for a long time. Here's what I would
respect the contest he's won.
I've always. Yeah, when I speak to my children, sometimes I say, Are you trying to finish? Or are you trying to do a good job? And I would say that's my issue with even money. I think they're just trying to finish.
Well, it is impressive that he recaps all the games from the previous week and does all their picks. They also give out leans, which is something we're against. It does all that in a 30-minute episode and has 6 commercial breaks. So anyone who ever complains about our ad per minute ratio, it is a stark difference from us in that show.
It's almost like it's some form of weird tabloid, or everyone has that thing that you turn on and your brain turns off. I mean, I haven't listened. I'll be honest. I haven't listened in a little bit now because I found myself gaining no value out of the situation. But
Crackhead Gambler in the chat saying, "Are you trying to sound deaf?" I'm trying to mimic Ross Tucker. I am calling the game for Westwood 1, and now I will tell you about my doors from West Shore Homes while I'm enjoying a Labatt Blue and enjoying my new doors and getting crushed on a 2-team teaser. Shout out to the Tuckheads.
Quick Fezzik story.
But I do like Ross.
First time well, not the first time, but the first time I probably had a meaningful interaction with Fezzik was he famously gave out Miami -1 million against Virginia Tech that night. End up bumping into him that night, where it was like off the heels, if you remember, of him sending me DMs about blackjack strategy after watching an episode of VSiN where we did sports betting blackjack, and he proceeded to tell me how to play better blackjack. But he the first night I really hung out with him at the Circus Sportsbook was watching him watch the Virginia Tech Hokies look like they might have come back to, or dominated his Miami -4,000 play. But in the moment, he did not seem like a guy that was sweating bullets.
Well, he said later he bought out of that position.
That's what everyone says.
Yeah.
No, if you listen to a gambling show and they talk about how if the position gets bad, they'll just buy their way out, I want you to sit down and think about how they would do that, and then realize they're full of shit.
Yeah. Anyway. There's a lot.
So once the position's bad, you're going to be able to sell out of it. No problem.
Yeah.
What do you have? Infinite bankroll? No, I hate it's like it's a dumb lie. It's a lie that anyone can figure out just by sitting down and be like, well, that's actually not how live odds work.
And last but not least, they claim to be the most popular NFL gambling show, which I take umbrage with. Check out our Spotify numbers. Smash subscribe. Let's go, Kramer. Let's talk some NFL football, baby.
So if this was the Ross Tucker podcast, we'd have like 8 minutes to cover all the games.
Yeah, you would have. You would have already heard 10 minutes. Honestly, 10 minutes of ads in a 30-minute show. It's like
I mean, I'm sure on some level you can almost respect.
Oh, I appreciate the hustle of a guy trying to run and hats off. Ross has done a cool and good job of putting together his own media company. The guy works his ass off.
Yeah. Shout out to Princeton.
Tons of respect for Ross and the Tuckheads.
He's an Ivy League guy,
and he's an Eagles fan, does their preseason games. I think he does a good job there.
Everyone's got flaws. All right. Not the podcast that's covering the Eagles. I get it. Thursday night football. Well, actually, hold on. First, we have to do the reveal of the slide master and his slides.
Oh, yes. Get the slides up.
There we go.
Oh, look at these. Nice work as always by Buddy Colby.
Something is wrong. Oh, there we go. All right. I mean, I don't know if this was maybe his kid starting to do some art. He's back into the AI, isn't he? We got to tell Colby no more AI. Anyway, Thursday night football. If you missed it, we broke down this game, at least from a prop perspective, on the prop episode from Monday night. Ravens, Dolphins down in Miami. Lamar confidently on the mic with a hood on, as if he's in the Arctic, saying, "I am back this week."
He was wearing his full.
He was getting the wetsuit hat on.
Yeah, it's like the top part of a wetsuit.
Is call it a wetsuit hat.
Yeah,
it's.
He's got that thin Southern blood.
He for a number of reasons. Baltimore laying 7.5 here on the road in Miami. Miami plus 320 on the money line. 51 is the total. I mean, this is a tricky game because what we saw last week from the Ravens was, well, the defense kind of pieces back together. Roquan Smith matters a lot. They looked better, albeit against a bad team. And then Dolphins, again, I want to throw that data point out against the Falcons, but kind of a decent performance on the road there. Tua looking Tua looking very cool after the game, wearing the sunglasses. But we broke it down on the recap show. It turned out he was at the strip club. It was an ass eating accident.
That's our theory. No official word.
Well, of course, allegedly.
And of course, as we know,
how do you confirm it?
Tag Ovalia, the quarterback.
You set me up there.
Well, I thought you were going to give me a second there to highlight who is playing for Miami. Yeah, this is a interesting spot on both sides. You get Lamar coming back. You normally, it's weird. I like the idea of betting the superior team on Thursday night, but dogs have been good so far here on Thursday night, in particular home dogs. So, and we've seen, while this isn't a division game, it is a conference game, and Lamar coming back from the hamstrings in a hot, it's going to be humid there. I don't know if that's going to affect him, but Lamar still didn't get a full week of practice, right? Because on these Thursday night games, they don't really practice. Like, when has Lamar really, has he gone full speed? I know he's listed full in practice, but it's not a full week of practice. Derrick Henry versus this Dolphins running game is certainly an interesting matchup. Dolphins running game was complete dog shit, and then all of a sudden they did a great job slowing down Bijan Robinson. Do you think any of that's sustainable here on Thursday, Kramer?
Digging through some of the just kind of people reacting to the game, it does seem like the Dolphins, the post game and midweek press conferences would lead me to believe that they feel like they've figured something out in their run game. I think some of that is them just distributing the ball around, having the whole room healthy. There was a number of references to having Jalen Wright, Ollie Gordon, Achan, and Alec Ingold all out there playing healthy ball. I mean, I don't want to throw shade at Darren Waller, but I don't think it's a surprise that Darren Waller's not playing and you're getting better blocking from the tight end position. And, on some level, Tua's issues has always been confidence.
Yeah.
And
he looked confident as hell in that bathrobe post game. Could try and find the image of him because it's great.
And to your point on the, like, in general, on has Lamar practiced?
Yeah,
it's a Thursday night game, so best case there's a light practice maybe on a Monday or a Tuesday. I'm with you though. I think there's too many reasons. Now, what scares me is that Baltimore's defense showing us maybe they're back last week, but I think I've been saying it to you all week. It's like, man, this sucks. We're gonna have to take the Dolphins this week, and not that I'm going to be a slave to bet splits, but to see almost 75% of the bets and 88% of the handle on the Ravens over at DK.
Yeah. And I get it. They look good against the Bears, but coming back from injury, I still have some questions on this defense, and you have a confident-ish Miami team at home. I think that, I mean, honestly, the stuff I like betting the most from this game is Ollie Gordon to get in the end zone. His anytime is 4-1. I gave out 2 touchdowns on the prop show. It was 50-1. I think it's still around 40-1. I think Ollie Gordon gets into the end zone. I know Ravens did a better job on the run game, but they're an older team. It's a short week, and I think this Dolphins team with confidence is certainly something to be a little scared of. So give me the Dolphins plus 7.5 here as the home dog. Kramer, make it official. What are you doing?
I'm with you. I'm taking the point. It strikes me as a game they could win by like a field goal, the Ravens.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of people throwing out the idea that there will be a lot of activity from Derrick Henry. He could have a huge game. I just want everyone to, if you actually dig into it, he has never played well in Miami in his career. Lamar's the guy who's from Miami, more likely to kind of show out. Although,
but it's weird. He's done very well statistically. Like, he has an amazing QB rating, 14-1 touchdown interception against the Dolphins, but he's only 2-2 straight up. Kind of an anomaly there where he's played well statistically, but hasn't gotten it done in the win-loss column.
Yeah. Again, I think the Ravens I mean, not to do that thing where you say the favorite's going to win, but it's going to be inside the number. But I do think the spread's going to matter in this game, and I'm going to take the points.
Let's go.
All right. Next up. Well, I mean, I'm just distracted by whatever's going on the screen. The Chicago Bears. I mean, this is unbelievable fan art. Whatever he found here, is that even a bear? The Chicago Bears on a back-to-back road spot. They head to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. Bengals are looking ahead to the bye. We have since learned that Joe Flacco damaged his throwing shoulder in the game. He did return from the injury. He played on it, but he's old as shit.
Yeah.
And a throwing shoulder injury, it makes me think he's not going to have as much zip on the ball if he does play. Bears laying 3 on the road here. That kind of indicates that he's not playing, right? Is that?
Well, this is interesting. And again, shout out to our buddy Sebastian, aka the DGen Doc on X, does in my mind, one of the best out there as far as breaking down injury stuff here in the NFL. Here was I copied his tweet. Joe Flacco's shoulder. It's an AC sprain on his throwing shoulder. Likely minimal practice this week, but at this point, I expect him to play. It's going to be painful, and he's going to take an injection pregame. But I think he gives it a go. If he takes too many hits to the shoulder, there's risk he gets knocked out of the game. So that's probably play. But can you expect him to be Joe Cool back there and firing things around with this Bengals offensive line?
His superpower is his arm strength. If that comes back down to earth, it just seems like we're putting them in a bad situation. I also think, they just lost a game where their defense melted down against Justin Fields.
Yes.
And the Jets. As much as I'm not the biggest Caleb believer, I think this is going to be a defense that he's going to look good against.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Cowboys.
Yes.
Kind of like some of these other games where it's like, okay, it's going to look good past the scripted stuff here. And digging through some of the numbers, I've been impressed with this offensive line of the Bears.
Yeah. 100%.
I think if he can stay on, on schedule, they don't have a pass rush. Trey Hendrickson's like now injured for a bit, I believe. Right?
Yeah, it doesn't.
The hip thing. It doesn't seem like he's going to play.
I don't think he's going to play, but you never know. He's been perpetually banged up. We'll talk about it more with Terry McLaurin, but these guys who hold out, it doesn't seem unrelated that they also deal with injury issues. Now, maybe it's completely unrelated, but still Hendrickson not being out there is a big deal. Our buddy Scott Seidenberg, Ryan, he does a part of his email list. He does a trench report, and Bears offensive line versus the Bengals defensive line was highlighted.
It's a huge one.
Was one of the biggest mismatches, and it totally aligns with my eye test. And you can take the Bears here, laying 3 points on the road. I know non-conference road spot is a little iffy, but throw on top of this the Bears' knack so far for winning the turnover battle. They're +10 in the turnover margin against a team like the Bengals, who maybe have an injured Joe Flacco. Probably not. If he's out there, he's gonna be slinging it. I could see some interceptions happening, or if Jake Browning's in there, then you're definitely getting some interceptions. And then on the other side, the Bengals, they're horrible against the tight end. So some easy stuff to Colston Loveland. Bengals are allowing 18.3 fantasy points per game to opposing tight ends, more than 18 defenses against fantasy quarterbacks. So it's been bad for them. And Bears, Ryan, you're a big adjusted line yards guy. Feel like that's a helpful stat. That's very favorable for the Bears. Cincinnati 31st in rush defensive DVOA. This is going to be, and it looks like Manungai, Swift. They're just going to pound the rock, get the tight end going. I don't think Caleb is going to have to do a ton.
Yeah, I think the offense is going to come out. It's going to look good early. The run game is going to work. The play action is going to work. To your point, TBD on if Colston Loveland is any good, I guess. Because he at this point he's had some opportunities and he still hasn't really popped his head up. But I think to your point, this offensive line has been impressive, and the run game has been a key point. They clearly like this Monungai guy. They put Roshan Johnson in the
we're still the ones holding
in
out
the
hope.
gimp box. He's not getting anything.
and Loveland had 3 for 38. Ryan last game, which was his highest yardage total. He's slowly building
just
up.
saying, he got drafted before Tyler Warren.
Tyler, that clearly, I mean, so far that's been a huge mistake.
The drop problems haven't shown up yet
for Tyler Warren, which you're predicting.
The regression could be coming. Yeah. So I guess we're both gonna do the. I just don't know how you can. I'm not sure how you can take Cincinnati if you don't know that, like, if Flacco's out, if you know that Flacco's going to miss half the game, are you taking the Bengals?
No. And I think there's a decent chance he doesn't make it through the game. I think it's a decent chance we see Jake Browning or Jake Browning or a 100% Flacco to me is a fade of this Bengals team. Now the Bears have their injuries in the secondary. Hopefully they get a couple of those guys back. They signed CJ GJ. He might be playing some nickel corner. We'll see if he's ready in time. But
I think he certainly will be ready. He played in that system for many years with the Saints with Dennis Allen. So I think the reason they signed him is because they said, who's the best guy on the market that knows the defense? Because we need him to play this.
And he's a psycho out there. He's a badass motherfucker who can really give your team a nice boost. Give me the Chicago Bears laying the 3 points, Ryan.
Likewise, and he's the kind of guy that could come in and have a couple good games before he does something crazy.
If you're listening to the Ross Tucker show, the episode would be over. Ryan,
we've gotten through 2 of the games.
Reminder: we did a bonus podcast on the Breeders' Cup, so make sure you check that out. It was a lot of fun. We had our buddy horse racing expert Randy Moss, of course, not the Randy Moss you might be thinking of, but we had him on. We had our buddy Wolf of Oaklawn for the Notorious OTP podcast. Very fun bonus podcast that was brought to you by First Bet. First Bet, great place to get down on horse racing action, especially for the Breeders' Cup. They're running a nice special here. Sign up bonus up to $250. Head over to 1stbet.com. That's the number 1stbet.com, promo code SGPN. Randy gave us a bunch of fun plays. The Wolf has a bunch of fun plays. And honestly, if you're a true DJ, it's just nice to have a little pony action going on, dealing with the horses. Wolf and Barry do a great show, the Notorious OTB on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Check it out wherever you get your podcasts. A lot of fun if you're looking for daily horse racing picks, and they are just nailing the Breeders' Cup as well. Going deep dive there. So 1stbet.com, promo code SGPN, and check out the bonus Breeders' Cup podcast that we put out for you. We're also brought to you by Novig. America's #1 sports prediction market. I just mentioned Ollie Gordon 4-1 in the anytime touchdown market. I got a little sprinkle on that over on Novig, and of course, give Novig a shot. I think you're gonna like it. It's an exchange. You're gonna find some really good prices here. Bunch of picks, bunch of props, and available in a ton of locations, 35 plus states, including Texas, Florida, California. I'm seeing what is that, Ryan? That's Utah there. Utah.
Hello.
You spend time in Utah. Spend $5, get $50 when you use our promo code SGP and download the Novig app today.
And real quick before we move off of the Bears, I mean, you mentioned it a little bit, but the one element of concern, the receiver injuries, something to watch certainly for the prop show.
Okay.
Well, Odunze, Moore.
Yeah, again, that's kind of why I like the.
No one's practicing, so we'll hope. It seems like Odunze probably be out there. DJ Moore probably be out there. Burden probably not be out there. All right, moving along. Oh boy, it's like a full theatrical setup here for the San Francisco 49ers as they head to New York to take on the Giants. Giants 2.5 point home dogs, plus 135 on the money line. Niners minus 155. 48.5 is the total. Niners on a back-to-back road spot here, and they are catching north of 80% of the bets, Sean. Currently 82% of the bets and 91% of the handle on the Niners minus 2.5, and yet the number's not moving, Sean. What does that tell us? We don't know about Brock Purdy.
Tells you everyone's on the right side here
Ricky-
with the Niners.
Ricky Pearsall.
Oh no,
probably
what will
not
they do
gonna
without
play.
Ricky Pearsall?
The team's still very banged up. Probably going to be Mac. Who's the quarterback? What's your take?
McCorkle?
You think it's going to be Mac, who's also day to day, or
Yeah.
Brock Purdy, who's day to day?
I mean, I think it's going to be Christian McCaffrey. I think he's going to play quarterback. They're going to put him in Wildcat. You're going to get 40 plus carries. He's going to set the NFL record for touches in this game. It doesn't matter who their quarterback is. Christian McCaffrey is going to eat. This Giants defense just let up 100 yards to Tank Bigsby, which people were throwing dirt on him, saying he was a complete waste, horrible trade there by Howie. And this New York Giants team, they lost their spirit animal, Cam Scadaboo. Everyone's been in mourning in the Giants area. I think this is just and Scadaboo, not only did he give them an emotional boost, but he was a big part of the offense. Without, with the receivers banged up, with Neighbors being done, I mean, they just don't have a lot of skill position players that can help move the ball and get some first downs. Jackson Dart clearly was relying on him both in the passing game and the running game. Jackson Dart, who is having a solid rookie year. I think the book is kind of getting out on Jackson Dart. It's first reads. If it's not there, he's going to look to run. I like Robert Saleh coming off a loss here. And Giants are 32nd.
It is not just first reads and then looks to run.
I think
why you no, you're not going to go
that's
watch
what my films.
Go watch the tape of the last game where the offense where Vic Fangio had a very good defensive game plan.
Yeah, no, I think Saleh's going to be able to scheme up a good game plan.
They don't have a pass rush. Jackson Dart's been very good when he hasn't had pressure on him.
Okay.
Did the Niners get a pass rush on CJ Stroud last week? Not really.
Well, that was them coming off a win, but
that offensive line is horrible in Houston. Like that's the offensive line to get the rush on.
I just don't think they have the quarterback or skill players that the Texans do.
Jackson Dart is better than CJ Stroud right now.
Okay.
At winning football games. 100%.
How many games has Jackson Dart won?
I'm just saying he makes your team better. If you swap them right now, CJ Stroud would be a disaster on the Giants.
That could be true, but how many?
You know that. You absolutely.
But how many games has Jackson Dart won?
2.
Okay.
How many has CJ Stroud won?
More than 2.
Okay, he's played more games too. I think this is actually a good matchup for the Giants offense, regardless of not having.
To me,
Tyrone Tracy, he had 1,000 yards last year. Let's not forget about him. He was injured earlier in the season. That's the main reason Scadaboo got the job. Scadaboo looked great. I agree. They're going to miss him. Darius Slayton, the stat line would have been pretty nice last week if not for that ticky tack offensive. I'm grabbing your wrist. We're going to call offensive pass interference. So I'm fine having him. Wan'Dale's been great this year. Theo's got to catch the ball a little bit. So I think the Giants are going to score points in this game. I am worried about the other side of the ball, but do you know what happened in Giants land this week?
They got to enjoy some cheesesteaks and pizza.
Well, there was Russell Wilson's birthday party, so there was some guys.
Did people go to that?
Well, I think some people got invited. Jameis went. He likes to have a good time. But legend, Hall of Famer Carl Banks, who does media for the Giants, called out, has not generally been someone to go after anything internally. Called out of all people, Dexter Lawrence.
Yeah, he got his ass kicked.
Shocking call out. And you know what? He has not been playing as well this year. I think Carl Banks knows what he said was bullshit, though. He's still getting double teamed at an insane rate. And I think whatever, if he has been a little lackadaisical, he's not going to be lackadaisical anymore. And I think the defense, it really big fans of Dexter Lawrence. I think there's a chippiness in the locker room about what was said, and I think the defense also, they hear what everyone's saying. The Shane Bowen's a dumpster fire.
Yeah,
can't call a defense to save his life.
Yeah,
and
solid points.
Well, but now they're playing a team that is one dimensional, and they're going to load up the box. And they know that if they don't stop, they have to stop the run. That's all they got. That's all.
But that's the thing they can't do. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, and I think the test against the Eagles is a little bit different than the test against McCorkle in this beat up Niners team that barely could run plays last week in a game against the Texans team where they have nothing. And they're not an elite team against the run either. They have a very good defense, and they're much better than the Giants' run defense. But I think you're overvaluing the Niners here.
Okay. Give me the 49ers laying 2.5 on the road. Kramer, obviously on the Giants, +2.5.
So if you're starting a franchise right now, you would take CJ Stroud over Jackson Dart? Fuck you, you would.
It's a tough question. Well, we haven't seen. I mean, you act like I've thought Jackson Dart has looked good, but he's still a rookie.
Agreed.
I don't think it would be.
I've never seen some of the things he's done out of CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud runs backwards. CJ Stroud is.
I mean, CJ Stroud's far from perfect, but we've also seen CJ Stroud perform at a high level, win a playoff game. He's done
thanks to a great running game and a great defense.
He's had some high moments of play.
Okay.
He's also had some moments where he hasn't looked good.
And when
so
he doesn't
Jackson Dart.
when he doesn't have his weapons, we're talking about how CJ Stroud doesn't have his weapons. Jackson Dart just plays. No one's talking about.
I said a number of times he doesn't have any weapons. That's why I don't like the Giants in this spot.
Yeah, and without those weapons, was able to take down the Eagles the first time. Was able to play a competitive game they should have won against the Broncos. And yeah, I think that's a lot more than CJ Stroud would show us or has shown us.
Yeah, CJ Stroud's had some high level moments of play. I think to totally write off his career is a little.
I'm not writing off his career. I'm saying I asked you the question. If you're starting a franchise, would you pick CJ Stroud to be the quarterback over Jackson Dart?
Sure. I mean, knowing
you can't say it's fine.
Jackson Dart's played 5 games, right?
Yeah, I know. It's a hypothetical question.
I've at least seen more out of CJ Stroud. Give me CJ Stroud. There
okay, that's a horrible pick.
I mean, you think Bryce Young's better than CJ Stroud?
I think it's a close argument. Is all I'm saying.
I don't think Bryce Young's better than him.
Yeah, I would probably take Jackson Dart over all those guys.
Okay.
Now that you're mentioning it. Game number 3 in the early window. We got an 8-game early window, Sean. So very perfect for God's eye. Although it means we'll have to bring out the teardrop to get the red zone channel on one of them. Colby going with great players for the Falcons Patriots matchup here. Patriots are a very public side, Sean. So be careful. -5.5 here. Drake May MVP favorite. They're saying he's already arrived. He's the next Josh Allen. Which is that a compliment? Josh Allen hasn't really won anything. -240 on the money line. Atlanta +205. 45 is the total. Sean, the Atlanta Falcons underperformed the spread.
Yeah.
By 21 points last week, and they are catching points here, which means Atlanta is
close your eyes
special. Now, it's very gross because we're not supposed to take Atlanta on the road. We said this. And I'm not a big Michael Penix guy.
No, he's also on your list of quarterbacks. Any quarterback that's been drafted in the past couple of years that's not Jackson Dart, you don't like.
Penix is behind my would I start the
but in the past 3 years, there's not one quarterback you'd take over Jackson Dart, correct?
Maybe Drake May.
Okay.
Who was my favorite prospect in that case.
Okay. I think that might be shading your analysis slightly.
What?
Well, because I mean, your hatred of Shador is.
I don't hate Shador. I objectively think he's a bad football player.
We haven't seen him play yet.
Well, I'm saying based on his college and preseason tape.
All right. You have a bone to pick with anyone that's not Jackson Dart in these past couple of quarterback classes.
I thought Michael Penix was a fine college quarterback.
Yeah.
Behind an offensive line that had great continuity and he had great NFL weapons at receiver.
Yeah.
I think in the pros, he has some accuracy issues.
No, I mean,
they pop up from time to time.
Michael Penix to me has been he's started 9 career games. So I think the book is very much out on Michael Penix. He's had some moments where he's looked bad. He's had some moments where I thought he's played pretty well. Now he's coming off this bone bruise. I do think Michael Penix will play here. I understand why it's tempting to take the New England Patriots here, but at some point, and the close your eyes special is great at guiding us in these spots, you got to take the ugly dog here with the Atlanta Falcons, even though they've not been as good on the road. Although they had a nice win against the Vikings where they destroyed JJ McCarthy.
I mean, in hindsight, maybe JJ McCarthy is not good.
Oh, the look ahead line was Pats -2.5. Now this is out to Pats -5.5. Again, I think this Patriots team is played very well, exceeded my expectations as far as like how quick the turnaround could be in New England. I think Drake May is playing very well. I think Vrabel obviously is a good head coach, but and the Pats run defense, interesting nugget here. They're the first team since the 1970 merger not to allow a running back to eclipse 50 rush yards in the first 8 games. And they went up against some decent ones. Judkins, they held to 19 yards. Of course, I was on that under. Achan, 11 for 30. Ginty, 19 for 38 in a game they lost to the Raiders. That's funny, kind of looking back there.
Hilarious.
Even Cook was 15 for 49. So their run defense has been very good. But what is the weakness in that Pats defense? Linebackers in the pass coverage game. That is like the thing they are horrible at. If you talk to any Patriots fan, they know the pass catching running backs destroy them. And this is right in the Falcons wheelhouse. Bijan Robinson. I might even play like if I can find a Bijan Robinson most receiving yards for the week, which I'm sure is going to be a crazy price. I don't think it's crazy to think he has 100 receiving yards in this game. It is what they're horrible at. It's something the Falcons are great at, and you have the close your eyes special backing you behind it.
25th DVOA against the running back to back up your point
in
the Patriots
in the passing game.
Yeah.
And I think they're like 4th in yards allowed to the running back receiving. Also, like eye test, they've gotten cooked. So yeah, give me the Falcons +5.5 here. I understand it's a little scary, but that's why the close your eyes special is there to hold your hand to take this ugly dog.
And I would say even if you're not someone who wants to bet on the close your eyes special, although we would advise it, especially use it as a way to get off of a public favorite.
Yes.
So in this case, it's kind of crossing a couple T's, dotting a couple I's for you. Give me the Falcons. I go to church every week, Sean.
Yeah. Sometimes I miss it. I'm a C&E Christmas and Easter close your eyes special. I pick my spots.
If you want to know the details, currently 5-3 ATS on the season.
Yeah.
And 4-4 straight up. So I mean, these are obviously
live dogs.
So that's a nice return there. All right, game 4 in the early. Wait, I didn't show us the. Yeah, there you go. We're both on the Falcons. And by the way, very bro spot again. I want to throw out the data point of that game last weekend, but man, this will be the game that I will be most irritated that I'm on Sunday if Michael Penix looks like ass on the road. Game 4 in the early window, the Colts on the road to take on the Steelers. Steelers are 3-point home dogs. Mike Tomlin is a 3-point home dog. +140 on the money line. Colts -160. 50.5 is the total. And oh my God, what is this that Colby has done? You got to check this out. YouTube.com/sports gambling podcast if you're listening. Colts are also on their way to Germany next week to take on the Falcons. We didn't mention that during the Falcons.
And I've poked around with the like look ahead towards the international game. It doesn't seem to be as distracting as you seem. And honestly, some teams that are on the road that go to international the next week, it's been favorable. Like the Rams, they took care of the Ravens, even in kind of that weird spot. So
that bro trip.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever it is, I don't think it hurts teams to have the international look ahead.
Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, no, worth noting.
Always good to be the guy who is watching games that knows what's going on with the schedule. Very important stuff. Anyway. Yeah. So is this just a basic handicap? Our typical handicap. By the way, this was Pittsburgh -3.5 when they opened the numbers back in May before we knew about Aaron Rodgers.
Really?
I believe this is.
But we didn't know about Danny Dimes, aka Indiana Jones. Dun 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 dun. And shout out to all the Colts fans that are checking in. Yeah, how is your prediction with the Colts' fewest wins? How is your fate of the Colts? Horrible. I was off on this Colts team. I'll own it. I thought having a quarterback competition between Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones, and having to select Daniel Jones as the winner was going to put them in a bad spot. But they've exceeded obviously my expectations, the market's expectations. This is an awesome season for the Indianapolis Colts
so far.
So far,
yeah.
Now certainly there's stuff that can mess things up. I think. And Daniel Jones is playing awesome. Jonathan Taylor, he's in the MVP discussions. Don't bet Jonathan Taylor to win the MVP. Running backs don't win. The offensive line for the Colts has just been amazing. Daniel Jones, this is a Daniel Jones pressure stat, Ryan. He's had 92 dropbacks under pressure. His 61.6 completion percentage, second in the NFL. He has 0 turnover worthy plays in the 92 dropbacks under pressure. That is not the Daniel Jones we've come to know. So I'm really stuck in a rock and a hard place. One
PFF stat.
What do you mean?
No, I was going to trash PFF for a second.
PFS. I mean,
that's an impossible stat. What you just read.
What do you mean? Turnover worthy plays?
Yeah.
How's
We've seen some of them.
No, under pressure, he's not had turnover worthy plays.
Okay, I know.
But still, it's 92 dropbacks.
I know.
And he hasn't had a lot of turnovers. Period.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No, they have had the proverbial horseshoe up the ass. The owners on the sideline.
He's had 3 interceptions, and he's had I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 fumbles lost.
Yeah, so those 3 interceptions had nothing to do with pressure.
No. So he's done well under pressure. The things going for the Steelers are Tomlin off a loss. Tomlin as a home dog. The Colts' defensive weakness is to the tight end. They've allowed 570 yards to the tight end position, second in the league there. You get the dome team outdoors, but I'm looking at the weather, and the weather looks good. Unfortunately, if you're a Steelers,
there's no weather this weekend.
Yeah, Steelers 24th in rush defensive DVOA. Jonathan Taylor versus Steelers defense, I think is gonna and you saw what Tucker Kraft did to the Steelers team. How is Tyler Warren not gonna have a massive game, right?
Because they just got embarrassed. Cam Hayward was talking about it. Like there is a little bit of an element of but
this Colts team is historic. 3.46 points per drive, scoring on 61.8% of the drives. This is the best. These are the best marks dating back to 2000. This is a historically good Colts offense.
Yeah. So, I mean, does that mean the efficiency is going to they're going to maintain the insane efficiency that they're on? I mean, how many Jonathan Taylor only touched the ball like 14 times last week, and he scored 3 of them and had like a million yards.
Yeah. He's awesome.
Well, typically you would say efficiency will regress.
Yeah, but but he's done that against good teams as well. He was playing the Titans. So yeah, I don't think he's going to have 3 touchdowns on 14 carries.
Oh, I'm saying the team in general, like the team on offense.
When is this regression coming?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, we keep hearing about how the Colts schedule. I mean, they've been through the easy part of the schedule. The schedule only gets more difficult. I mean, they do have, from a defensive perspective, they do now play the Steelers, Falcons, Chiefs, Texans, Jags, Seahawks, Niners, Jags, Texans. So you don't really have a cupcake defense, considering when you look at the beginning of the schedule. They've already played the Dolphins. They played the Titans twice. They played the Cardinals, the Raiders, and that Chargers team when they were extremely beat up. And so, yeah, I mean, that's the angle for the regression is, well, they have tougher defensive matchups on the horizon. Now, I don't know if this is
sure, but what about this game? That Steelers defense laid down in the second half.
That's the angle. Is the reason you like the Tomlin bounce back is that when these moments of embarrassment happen and the media is like, look, see, they are going to finish below 500 this year. Tomlin uses his superpower, which is motivating grown ass men to bust their ass and go do something. And what better team to have come into your house to do that too?
But I mean, look at last year. They lost 4 games in a row. Like when it goes sideways for this team, I worry it spirals a little bit for the Steelers.
Yeah, maybe. I got to imagine that Tomlin's going to think there's elements of gettableness here with the quarterback and these players. I mean, I think anyone playing against Daniel Jones is going to be like, well, we got to be the team. We're not letting this happen to us.
Yeah. All right.
And so,
I'll take the Steelers one more time here as a home dog, but
And
I am not feeling great about it.
And frankly, everyone is going to be on the Colts.
Is it
100? Right. I mean, all right. Right
What's
now,
the bet splits
DK 82% of the bets, 94% of the handle. Over at the Circa,
give us a reliable operation.
90% of the bets, 99% of the handle at the Circa on the Colts. Why is it not getting to 3.5? What do they know?
99% of the handle. That means some sharps are in there.
What do they know? Then why is the number not moving? Why is it not 3.5?
All right, give me the Steelers +3. Although I'm not as in love with Tomlin as I used to be. He boned me in that second half, right?
You're focusing on one game.
Yeah, that was a bad loss.
It's the Packers. They do this once in a while. They have these fucking great games.
No, Packers were on fire.
I understand the defense has not been as good, but to your point, I think the matchup, we didn't get into it, but the micro matchup, the way that the tight ends are so integral to this offense, this is a dream matchup.
Faceless in the chat saying the fact that Sean wasn't immediately on the Steelers here is a huge win as a Colts fan. Yeah, I mean that should the fact that I considered not taking the Colts here in this spot. I mean, raise the banner, guys. You got Irsay's daughter, so we're both on the Steelers +3.
I'm impressed with Irsay's daughter. I think she's just trying to learn the game.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of funny, but also if I ran a team, why not listen to what they're calling and what's going on?
Well, I'd say like this: when if you're starting a new job where you're in charge of something, the best
show that you care.
The best way that you can win over the group of people that you're now in charge of is showing them that you want to learn what they are actually doing.
Yeah.
And the best way to learn is observe and listen. And
all these guys making fun of, oh, you got the headset on. If I put that headset on, would I know what's going on? No, but like you're learning. So
have you listened to any interviews with her? She gave an interview and kind of talked a little bit about it and was like, basically suggesting, it's like you gain a whole new perspective of what's going on, where the black and white of whose fault was that is a little bit more complex. And I think she also kind of expressed that she gained a little respect with the chaos around the game day operations of a football team and how everything kind of needs to work together. So again, if you had a new boss, you would the good kind of boss is the boss that wants to observe what you're doing. The bad boss is the one that sits in their office, doesn't care because they already know what's best for you. All right, moving along. Again, this is like 2 even money podcasts at this point. 5th game in the early window. Carolina.
We just did a whole week of even money podcasts.
Carolina heads to Green Bay to take on the Packers. Another massive move off the look ahead was 10.5. Now 13 for the Packers. -800 on the money line. Panthers +575. 44 is the total. Panthers, Sean. They got their ass kicked last week by the Bills.
Yeah.
Underperformed the spread by 21 points or more. They are a close your eyes special. Now, Bryce Young is maybe coming back. Here's the problem. Their offensive line is banged up.
Yeah.
If you were soft benching him, you would not play him behind that offensive line. You'd let Andy Dalton go out there.
Take one for the team.
And on the flip side, this Packers team, I mean, they're coming off a very nice win. They took care of business.
No, the Packers fans are always in the Spotify comments again, responding to all the comments, questions over on Spotify. Let me guess. Another time picking against the Packers. I think this Packers team is good. Anytime I've picked against them, like I correctly picked against them with the Cardinals, incorrectly picked them against the Steelers. They won both those games. It's more just the amount that they're favored. I picked against them when they were playing the Bengals. Like they haven't been great at covering these massive numbers. That being said, they are playing well. They are a good team. I mean, the market likes them. They are the favorite, I think, to win the NFC. We'll see what that number is after they play the Eagles Monday night in Lambeau. I'm going to the game. Shout out to anyone in the area. Come say what's up. But
is that true?
What do you mean?
The Packers are the favorites.
I think so.
Lions plus 340.
Oh, you're right.
Packers plus 360. But damn, that's shocking to me.
All I knew was that they were ahead of the
Eagles 460, Rams 5 to. I would not put the Packers ahead of any of those.
Well,
teams.
you're a Jordan Love. You got your issues with Jordan.
You
Love
would put
well,
the
right?
Packers ahead of the Eagles or the Rams.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying you're
saying, well,
you have an issue.
I'd put them behind the Bucks and the Seahawks.
I wouldn't. I think this Packers team is pretty good, but
Fugazi.
Well, again, we'll see what Jordan Love and this team does in the playoffs. We'll see what Micah Parsons does in the playoffs. He hasn't had experience much in the playoffs, and certainly Micah Parsons ever win a playoff game?
If they make the playoffs.
That's also a big if, Ryan. But getting back to the game at hand, Carolina Panthers. This is thank God it's a close your eyes special.
Why?
Well, because
I didn't want to have a good reason to take it.
Yeah, and it's not going to feel good taking the Panthers here plus 13, but I could make a case that this is kind of similar to the Packers Bengals game, right? Where Packers, hey, we can mess around, we can do whatever, we'll still get this win, but the Panthers can get enough going in garbage time to make this a competitive game. And to your point, Ryan, they underperformed the spread by 21 points. You're getting points. Packers haven't been great as a 7-point favorite. 8-13 ATS, failing to cover the spread by 2.4 points per game. 1-3 ATS and Jordan Love as a 7-point favorite or higher. Now, do I feel great about the Panthers? Panthers have lost 14 consecutive games against teams with a winning record. So I don't think they're live on the money line, but I think this team can hang around. I probably will be playing some Mitchell Evans, the tight end.
No, you're back.
Packers are not great to the tight end. Steelers did a bad job of taking advantage of it. I think they might be able to run the ball enough to make this a game. Now, certainly the Bengals did a better job of backdoor covering because they had Joe Flacco sitting back there in garbage time with Jamar Chase and T Higgins. And certainly the Panthers don't have those weapons. I told myself not betting on Andy Dalton again, but it's a close your eyes special, Ryan. So I guess I have to.
I think so I opened it by saying I don't know if I would if I soft benched Bryce Young, if I would put him out here for this game, but he did get a full participation.
Oh, okay. He did.
Yeah. So I
thought he was trending towards not playing, but if he's a full participant on Wednesday,
per last week, he was like, Canales said he was close last week. And so, or at least was posturing like he was close last week. So if Canales is not lying and Canales just had like a complete meltdown on the mic talking about the running back split between Chuba Hubbard and Rico Dowdle. So I kind of tend to think that Canales is being honest, and he made it seem like Bryce Young was close to playing last week. So I think he's going to be in there. I'm a little worried about the offensive line in front of him. Damian Lewis did get a full practice in, but the center and a tackle did not. Now Derek Brown also he left the game last week. He got a full practice. So, or at least, I think this was an actual practice. So I think, I don't have a ton of good reasons as to why, but if you wanted to look at one area where the Panthers have been okay and maybe they'll be able to do some damage, maybe they're able to throw the ball down the field a little bit. And we've seen Bryce do that in garbage time before. So backdoor will be open. This will be a popular survivor pick, I imagine. We don't have Packers left with our DAPS entry. We've already used
maybe Panthers do shock the world. The Packers do have the Eagles up next, but I don't know if that look ahead's that big of a deal for them.
What do you mean? Oh, did you want to get into it? It seems like you put a ball on a tee.
No, I can. Do you think it's a big deal?
I mean, if you're gonna write a letter to the league and try to get them to I understand the league called them first. Hey, listen. So here's the deal.
Yeah.
Packers, you guys don't have an actual owner that has to then take the brunt of this shit when all the fans call them pussies. So since you don't have that, you're going to be the ones that report to us that you want the tush push to be examined and eliminated. And so then they do the bidding of the commissioner or the league. This is all
It'd be a shame if the Eagles went into Lambeau and tush pushed every single play.
And what happened? Well, the Packers organization was embarrassed. Matt LaFleur had to answer a bunch of questions he obviously didn't want to.
It's clear he was not like looking to stick up.
I don't think he gives a shit. Again, the league was using the Packers as a puppet because they don't have an actual owner. And so I absolutely think this is a game that they're looking ahead to 100%.
There's going to be some bad blood there in Lambeau, but for this game, I'm taking the Panthers plus 13.
I'm also on the Panthers. Hopefully we don't feel like idiots taking the Panthers 2 weeks in a row. Game number 6 in the early window. And this one, I'll be honest, little puzzling for me. The Minnesota Vikings head to Detroit to take on the Lions. Lions coming off their bye. Vikings coming off a mini bye, aka Thursday night. Minnesota on a back-to-back road spot, and oh my goodness, Sean, the Vikings are a close your eyes special.
What? No, are they?
This has to be a typo. Lions getting all the money too. This is setting up for an absolute Titanic iceberg situation. Lions minus 8.5, minus 450 on the money line.
Wait, double check that, Ryan.
Vikings plus 360, 48 is the total.
Wait, they underperformed the spread by 21 points.
I'll double check that.
No, so they lost by 27. They were getting what, 3?
That sounds like they underperformed the spread by 20.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, because my initial thoughts on this game were, well, much like everyone else, this seems very obvious. They just they give an extension to Aiden Hutchinson. Seem to be happy with his work. Quietly, the Brad Holmes, the Lions GM, has done a very nice job getting extensions done quietly during the season. Always a big fan of that. I mean, I understand why 90% of the bets and the handle are on the Lions. It makes sense. I understand why someone would look at this situation and say, no fucking way. They soft bench this kid. They're scared. The offensive line is broken. They don't have a lot of talent on the offensive line. They're worried about this kid. He has looked like ass. And now they're going to put him out there to the literal Lions, who have had, trouble on the back end of the defense, but they've had a pass rush. So to me, if you were handicapping this, you'd say, can Kevin O'Connell devise an offensive game plan to exploit the back end of the Lions quickly, because he's not going to have time back there? And I think it's actually in the realm of possibilities. Now, I don't have a ton of faith for Brian Flores' defense against Jared Goff. I think that's not a very good matchup, but I do think that there are going to be some. I think we're going to come out of this game. Now, JJ McCarthy could just be complete ass, but I think if he can follow the rules and the instructions that Kevin O'Connell lays out, we see this.
Is he going to be able to run around because he had this horrific ankle injury, Ryan?
It does
barely jump.
It does seem like he is healthy.
Okay.
But
now Dan Campbell's been good off a bye. 3-1 ATS. There was that weird Jamal Williams fumble in the goal line. That was one of their loss. Jared Goff is just lighting it up. He's owned Brian Flores 30, 31 points, averaging 388.75 yards in each of these contests. He's also done very well against the blitz, which is kind of the Brian Flores formula. But for me, you're right. Can JJ McCarthy with the receivers they have? And I think that was the biggest difference in that Bucs game. One, the Lions crowd was just going nuts. Obviously they'll be up for this, but there is a difference in Ford Field of like a regular 1:00 kickoff and a night game in Ford Field where there's that added juice. And I think the Bucs losing Mike Evans took away their ability to take advantage of this Lions secondary, which is still banged up. So you give JJ McCarthy, guy who's going to be running around back there probably for his life, who I think will be pretty mobile because I think that ankle's okay finally, and being able to throw to Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, Hawkinson revenge game. I think this is Yeah, this makes sense, and I'm glad the close your eyes special has me pointed this way because gut instinct would have just been like, oh yeah, take Detroit, they're better. But I think if you think on it, Vikings plus 8.5 makes a ton of sense.
I kind of have been alluding to this now for a couple weeks, but it hasn't gotten there. This as I was going through the bet splits in the sheet, Sean, I realized, my God, this could be the week where everyone falls on their face betting all these favorites. I'm hearing all these money line parlays, and every single one of these.
Do you think people are going to be taking lines in Survivor, Ryan?
Of course,
really,
of course, yeah.
Because they're a holiday team for Circa.
But I think in general, you're looking at I think a lot of people are looking at a situation where Minnesota is very vulnerable right now. Like not long-term vulnerable, but man, this, that they aren't looking that good. Carson Wentz was the last taste you have in your mouth. You
no one wants to taste Carson Wentz.
And yeah, so I not that I have a lot of faith that JJ McCarthy is going to be good long-term, but the thing I'll say is I do think if you go when you dive into it, his teammates have belief in him. And I think, you want to talk about
fan base loves him. I know firsthand.
I think he's going to, I think there's an element of juice that he brings, even though
certainly.
his play has been asked. And
Carson went 0 juice.
Small sample size. And he also the team had to know that Carson Wentz's shoulder was broken.
Yeah.
So, all right, I guess we're both going to church. You're going to church all times. Huh?
Yeah. I'm back.
You
on
don't
the
usually
wagon.
do that. And 3 close your eyes specials in a single week meant we just came off a week of some ass games. All right, game number 7 in the early window. The Denver Broncos head to Houston to take on the Texans. Texans are laying 1.5 minus 125 on the money line. Broncos plus 105. 39.5 is the total. Broncos are looking ahead to a Thursday night game against the Raiders. FYI. There's not been much to take away from teams looking ahead to Thursday night, but I always like to bring it up.
It seems like it would matter, but the numbers haven't backed it up.
We got our spot last week with the Texans. The offense was able to look a little decent because why? The Niners didn't have a pass rush. Sean, does Denver have a pass rush?
Yeah.
Yes, they do. I think the offense for this Texans team goes back to looking like ass. And I think this Broncos team, while I look, Bo Nix could struggle against this defense at times. I'll trust Sean Payton to figure out some schemed up stuff. And yeah, it's defense on defense where one of the offenses and offensive line is horrible. And that's the Texans if you're not following at home. And on the other side, you have Denver, where if there's one thing you can point to, their offensive line has been solid.
Yeah.
If anything, a lot of the pressure is generated from Bo Nix, which I don't hate, but it's just a fact. And so, yeah, I think we picked our spot last week to take the Texans. I think that was a beautiful spot. It happened. It worked. There was no pressure on CJ Stroud. So the offense kind of worked. I think we go back to no offense. Fairbairn probably kicks three or four field goals. And yeah, I think we're moving forward. Me and the Believers are moving.
You're on Broncos Island, Ryan. I like the Texans here in this matchup. I think, I don't just blindly take the Denver Broncos here. I think this is I mean, yeah. Do I like taking the Broncos? Sure, but not in this spot. This is not a good Broncos spot. Do I like the Broncos at home against a bad defense? Yes. Do I like them on the road against an elite defense like the Houston Texans? No, I don't. Number 1 in pass defensive DVOA, number 4 in defensive DVOA, and they're getting Nico Collins back, Christian Kirk back, and Patrick Surtain is out. That is a huge piece to their back end. I think they're going to be able to max protect and take advantage of the Broncos back end. And yeah, I get it. The Broncos D line versus the Texas O line is certainly a mismatch, but I think Bo Nix is going to have trouble moving this ball. We've seen Bo Nix struggle not at home. Why did he struggle against the Jet? Like look at Bo Nix. I'm a Bo Nix guy, right? I'm
worried about that side of the ball, but I just have so much more confidence that the Denver Broncos defense is going to do what they want. They don't have anyone. So Nico Collins probably coming back from the concussion. We would expect.
Yep, Christian Kirk.
But the offense hasn't worked all year because the offensive line doesn't work, and that's not getting any better. So
that's true, and I get it. D-line maybe travels here, but I think the Broncos are going to struggle to put up points. This is going to be a 12-10 matchup.
I am shocked right now. I'm shocked.
I don't like taking the Broncos here on the road against an elite defense. I think they've shown an inability.
But they're a dog. It's not like we're laying a price here. What's this on a neutral? What's this? What do you make this number if it's in Denver?
What if you make it in London? I mean, they were lucky to beat that Jets team.
No, I'm just saying, like I don't. So 1.5 points for home. So you're saying these are even teams in your mind? I understand there's elements of the situation.
Yeah, I guess it's just I want to fade this Broncos team, and I think Surtain is a difference maker on that back end.
Give me the Broncos.
Give me the Texans laying the 1.5.
Shocked that you're taking the Texans here. Completely shocked.
Well, that's why you tune in, Ryan. You never know what's going to happen.
I felt so dialed in picking them last week and watching them slay the Niners. Hopefully you're not getting cute there.
No, I don't think I am.
Hopefully you are getting cute there.
Why? Oh, because
then I'm correct and you're wrong. The alternative is that I'm wrong and you're right. Which
yeah, one of us, we want to give out winners. So one guaranteed winner for the Sports Gambling Podcast audience.
Don't tell them the secret. Chargers game 8 in the early window. Chargers head to Tennessee to take on the Titans, who, by the way, they're looking ahead to their bye. I wonder how that's going to go. This is the situation, Sean, that we talked about, where it's a really bad team where shit's gone off the rails. There's no leadership. They might be looking towards that vacation. They're 9.5 point home dogs here. Chargers, meanwhile, coming off Thursday night, a little worried that Herbert's been doing the media thing.
Yeah, he's at every Dodgers game. He's at the Lakers game.
In fairness, he doesn't seem interested in the media part. He just wants to watch the game.
Yeah.
Chargers are very public side, as you would expect. People have realized that fade the Titans at all cost. 9.5, like I mentioned, minus 510 on the money line. Tennessee plus 400. 43.5 is the total. I mean, at this point, is Cam Ward? Cam Ward obviously will not be considered a bust until a competent coaching staff next year shows up.
Yep.
But he's doing a lot of like real bad quarterback.
Cam Ward's on your list of other young quarterbacks, not Jackson Dart.
I mean, Abdul Carter and Jackson Dart went after Cam Ward in the draft this year. So this seems like a blunder. See, they could have drafted Abdul Carter or Jackson Dart. They took Cam Ward.
Yeah. I mean, the Titans organization is horrible. I want to see Jackson Dart I want to see Cam Ward in on a decent team with a decent head coach. Yeah. We may never see that though. You never know.
Well, he's definitely on the Titans for a couple more years.
Yeah, he's
got to compete with Will Levis next year.
You said he was. We got an argument in the office. You said he was worse than Dylan Gabriel. I disagree with that.
Whoa, what do you mean?
You say we said what's the worst quarterback in the league? I said it was Dylan Gabriel. You said Cam Ward.
Yeah, I was throwing out other names of potential worse than Dylan Gabriel. Then we looked at some numbers, and it very clearly Dylan Gabriel's the worst quarterback in the league.
Oh, that was my whole point. You were arguing with me.
No, the argument then went on to a Shedeur Sanders conversation where you said that Shedeur is going to be better than Dylan Gabriel.
I think,
to which I disagreed, and
the bar is incredibly low. He's the worst quarterback in the league.
That shows you how bad he must be to not be sniffing the field.
And maybe you're right. I would roll the dice and say that he might be better than
one of these Sanders family stands.
But yeah, Cam Ward is better than Dylan Gabriel, but they're both haven't really shown us anything. This to me, I mean, I'm pissed I've not bet against the Titans bigger money in this run. Right. This is like Jordan in his prime.
Yeah,
this is a generational run. The Titans are on 4-21 ATS, covering the spread at 12%. That means if you fade the Titans every single time, you're hitting at 88%.
We just discussed it. I think there's going to be some landmines this week.
Not this one.
But this isn't the landmine.
Well,
right?
and ironically, normally you would be worried about a road favorite looking past them, but that's
or no, it is not. It's
but this is when the Chargers thrive. They thrive on the road. They thrive.
They might even have some fans there.
Yeah. Harbaugh has closed as a road favorite 11 times with the Chargers, 8-3 straight up, 7-4 ATS in those games. Of course, one unfortunately was the one straight up not cover, I think, was that Miami game, which I was also on. But 400 plus total yards in 3 straight games. Clearly, Joe Alt being back. Now, Joe Alt with some extra time. The offensive line has kind of come together. I think Vidal has a nice chance here to go off against this Titans team.
Did you see what Harbaugh said about him?
No, it loves him.
Number one, he said he's really operating like a number one.
Remember Marion Hampton?
Not on our team, but number one running back in the NFL.
Yeah, and Chargers offensive line being better, and Khalil Mack, Denzel Perryman, who. Them now it does seem like they're fully healthy, got the extra rest there, so I think their defense is competent. And then any sort of like model or whatever you run, it can't factor in Cam Ward just like feels like every game there's just an inexplicable fumble of just like dropping the ball non-contact.
That's the thing that I'm saying. That's the bad quarterback thing.
Yeah. But Dylan Gabriel's
so if you're starting
bad.
your franchise right now, you taking Cam Ward or Jackson Dart?
Sure, Jackson Dart.
Oh, there we go.
But come on, Jackson Dart started 5 games.
Put you in a fucking checkmate there.
Yeah, I don't think
Jeffrey Simmons also.
I've never said Jackson Dart is playing poorly, right?
I'm not saying you did.
Okay.
I'm like playing this game.
Yeah.
You're
you versus Jackson Dart versus every young quarterback. You clearly have a.
I know ball. I'm sorry if I watch all the games. Jeffrey Simmons.
Just Drake May. All right.
Jeffrey Simmons banged up, hamstring, still not practicing.
Yeah, that was the other thing. He's their one good player. That guy might be able to disrupt the interior of the Chargers line. If he does play, he's not 100%. And they have the bye next week. I mean, I don't think they're tanking, but what if he's close? You owe it to a veteran good player to give him the rest for the next week.
Key player. I mean, Jeffrey Simmons, key player. Tackle Dan Moore, key player. Arden Key, all not practicing. So, I mean, now the Chargers also a handful of injuries out there, but
yeah, there's the Chargers.
I think that you're going to see another game where they're going to be able to establish the run a little bit. I think they're just going to see what the Colts just did and say, Harbaugh likes running the ball.
Give me the Chargers laying the 9.5. Kramer also on the Chargers.
I think you're allowed 1 or 2 donkey plays on a card like this, but hopefully it's not a landmine.
But we can't say that every time with the Titans because every time the Titans are maybe they slip up. So that's a big number.
We've started having this conversation. Chargers are in the when we fire off the opening text to Daps and we say who are we taking this week, Chargers are in the mix.
Sure.
I think we say nothing and see what he says first, and then have the Chargers in the hopper.
The Rams are 14-point favorites, and it's against home. Tyler Shuck making his debut on the road. That to me is such a strong spot. I mean, I'm if we take the Chargers, I'm fine with it, but I don't know if we need to. Right?
The Chargers, future opportunities to play them. They host the Steelers, then they're at Jacksonville, host the Raiders. Then Eagles at Kansas City, at Dallas, Houston, Denver. So maybe, I think the Rams and the Chargers both have maybe not a ton of opportunities down the stretch, but I'm with you. I think it's just the home teams always make you feel a little bit better. All right.
Shout out to Underdog Fantasy. Of course, use that promo code SGPN. Get a nice sign up bonus where you play $5. You get $100 in bonus funds when you use our promo code SGPN, so they know we sent you. Ryan, love playing the Underdog Fantasy Pick'em. What do we got cooking up for this week's entry?
Well, let's see. Let's collapse. We just were talking about this game.
Okay.
I mean, the Chargers. That is. Do we just play a rushing prop for Vidal?
Yeah, I don't mind that. What is
it's a huge number. It's 74.5. Is that getting cute?
What's Gadsden at? I saw someone in the chat saying he could eat. I like that as well.
48.5. I mean, he only had 5 targets last week, but he had 5 catches and like 77 yards.
Yeah,
So
and they clearly weren't throwing the ball at all in the second half. Now, I guess that same thing could happen here.
that's the concern.
Is there someone behind Vidal?
You know what? Let's stay out of the Chargers game. We're bringing up a lot of good points as to why we shouldn't mess around. All right, who do we like on the Bears to run the ball?
No, I mean it's a DeAndre Swift game, right?
Is that what we? Let's see. Do we have Swift? Do we have Swift up? We don't have Swift.
Yeah, because
oh my goodness, if you search for Swift, Travis Kelce shows up. I'm not even. I'm not even kidding you.
All right, I'm taking a screenshot of that.
Yeah, screenshot that. That's hilarious. All right, let's continue to hunt. All right. Let's go to the Giants game.
Okay.
Christian McCaffrey rushing yards is only 67.5. I'm okay playing that.
Okay, higher. Love it. He's gonna eat. What about the Bijan receiving yards angle? I mean, we could save it for the prop show. It's 38.5. I'm telling you, that's going to be their way to attack.
Let's do it.
So Christian McCaffrey higher 67.5 rushing yards. Bijan Robinson higher 38.5 receiving yards. Gonna get one more boost Tober in here, Ryan, and that'll get it up to $50. Return you $180. And of course, use our promo code SGPN so they know we sent you. Underdog Fantasy promo code SGPN. And we're also brought to you by Rhythm. The Rhythm is gonna bet you with picks, props. Love Rhythm. Use it for a lot of my college football stuff. And again, it's so fun to kind of get lost here, building your own models. What do you like? What do you don't like? And it's great to have like the analytical numbers either supporting you or, hey, are you? I mean, a good example was the Joe Burrow, or sorry, Joe Flacco. I get them confused. Both elite quarterbacks.
They're both pretty awesome.
Joe Flacco passing yards. Immediately, my first thought was like, "Hey, smash that over. They're at home against the Jets. He's going to eat." Then I look at the Rhythm app. They're like, "Rhythm actually likes the under." Thought about it a little bit more. Kramer talked me out of it, and I stayed away. So again, this is a great tool to have at your disposal. Let's see. I'll give you a little something for Ryan. Again, maybe we're smart to stay away from Oronde Gadsden because one of their smart signals is Oronde Gadsden under 4.5 receptions. So maybe he gets their yards, but the receptions again, they might not have to pass in the second half. And Harbaugh is perfectly fine salting away a lead with the running game. So good angle as always by Rhythm, and you can build your own picks, props, whatever. And of course, if you track, you build a model and you track your plays there, you got a chance to win $1,000. College Pro, doesn't matter. They are also live with NBA. Use the promo code SGPN25. Try it out. I think you're gonna like it. Rhythm, promo code SGPN25.
All right, moving along. So we've talked about all 8 morning games. Now we have a 3-game late slate. Why just give us 4 games? Everyone's got a quad box. I don't understand why they do. It's because you know what it is. Here's my new conspiracy theory. This is Scott Hanson's fault because he wants to make sure that Red Zone gets into the quad box. If you have 4 games, no one's watching Scott Hanson. You're going right to the quad box.
Yeah.
But with 3 games, you get a quad box with Scott Hanson in one of the boxes, which means what? You're going to be getting cheated and seeing the game ahead of time because Scott Hanson, of course, likes to play with our time-space continuum. 1:05 p.m. on the West Coast, Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. I can't wait to hang out with the fellow Duval heads out in Vegas this weekend.
The huddle up at the circus is going to be
our new showtime makes it so we miss the huddle up. It's horrible. Vegas, like I mentioned, they're looking ahead to Thursday night against the Broncos. Meanwhile, the Jags,
are they looking forward to that?
I don't know. I'm just calling it out. The Jags are a very public team here. Pretty shocking to see the bet splits having the Jags receiving 81% of the bets and 76% of the handle. So nothing crazy, probably the smallest of the quote unquote public sides. And over at the Circa, we're seeing more money on the Raiders, which is probably a little bit more of the hometown situation. Both teams coming off the bye, so neutralizing any sort of rest disadvantage.
Well, and going back to why I was on the Vegas Raiders under was that they had a incredibly difficult schedule, like the rest disparity. There was no favors done for this Raiders team at all in
No.
their schedule. And highlighting, they had that historic rest disparity one. Even this coming off their bye, they're playing a team coming off their bye, so they really cannot catch a break.
You know, I don't know which coaching staff you're more optimistic about having some time to noodle on.
Chip Kelly, no.
Watch the tape on themselves, maybe figure out what they need to change. I mean, I get the sense that Liam Cohen literally like went in his own ass, crawled in. I mean, again, if you haven't seen the video of him calling himself out in front of the team for a bad play call, it is excellent.
I mean, this to me, I don't want any part of either of these teams.
Really?
Yeah. Raiders. I mean, the Raiders are horrible. They just got worked by the Chiefs. They would be a close your eyes special, right?
Is there maybe they are? Did I no, because they were four. Hold on, I have my notes right here.
Oh, you're right. They underperformed the spread, but no, I think what was that Raiders Chiefs spread?
Hold on, I'm pulling it up.
That was like 11, wasn't it?
I'm pulling
or
it.
Or it was close.
Again, it's good that we double check my work.
It was not a full 14. I know
this is going to be like the guy.
You're probably right.
The targeting a million times. Why do I not see this game?
Oh, so we called it at 11.5 and they lost by 31. So they did not. It was really close though, and depending on where, because it opened at 10.5, so it was right around that 21-point loss.
Oh, they were on a bye. That's the reason.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm with you now. No, they would not have been. But actually, now that you bring it up, Jacksonville would have been a close your eyes special last week. Yes.
So these both these teams suck.
Well, yeah. So Vegas lost 31-0 as 11.5 point dog. So just barely missing the cut. Jacksonville lost 35-7 in London as a 3-point dog. So, I mean, if anything, they're coming off the more embarrassing island game performance. I mean, this. I'm just gonna buy some stock in my guy Liam Cohen.
Of course,
we're hearing more reps for Travis Hunter on offense. I love that. I think we're gonna maybe. I mean, Sean, what happened after the bye with the Tampa Bay Bucks last year? We all got introduced to Bucky Irving. I think we're gonna see the tugboat tootin' transition start to happen.
I don't know if I like that. I'm
very optimistic about this offense, and I still think their defense is capable about making plays against Geno Smith and an offense that wants to give the ball to the other team. I also think that their ability to stop the run is going to be a problem for the Raiders. I mean, the little bit of success they've had has been when the running game's working and it gives Geno the play action. But when he doesn't have the play action, he's been horrible.
Yeah,
they did bring in Tyler Lockett, bringing the band back together.
Well, and the biggest reason to be on the Raiders is they're getting Brock Bowers back. So like this offense had no pulse with without him, but at least with Brock Bowers back, you could talk yourself into maybe taking the Raiders here. But I go back to that offensive line injury, Colton Miller. Like this offense has not been. Like Geno without time has just been horrible, and they were struggling with their offensive line before the Colton Miller injury, and it's really been night and day. And as much as I don't want to take the Jags laying 3 points on the road, I do like at least Liam Cohen in the lab versus Chip Kelly in the lab here. And no, I'm serious. I think.
Well, that's what I mean. Which both coaches had an extra week to do things. Who you taking?
I guess
choose
Jags,
your fighter.
but they're both bad teams.
Oh, I don't know about that. We're going to be talking about the Jags in the playoffs.
Give me the Jags laying the 3. No.
Oh,
No,
you don't.
no. I mean, the Jags are. I guess the AFC is wide open.
Yeah, it's wide open. The Jags will be in the playoffs. I know that Brock.
Really, you've not wavered at all with your Jags enthusiasm after that ass kicking in London.
That's fine. The beginning of the season was always going to be the part of the season where, let's get through this 500, whatever, get to the bye.
Got worked by the Seahawks at home. That's not troubling.
The Seahawks might be one of the better teams in the league, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Nothing has happened. Now there are times where I waver with my faith to Trevor.
Yes,
because he definitely there's too many things that he does that remind me of Daniel Jones. And
MVP caliber.
well, no,
The bad Daniel Jones
before
when he was getting ruined by Brian Dable. Before he was set free.
You need to go spend time with Kevin O'Connell and have him touch you. Once Kevin O'Connell touches you, everything turns to gold. All right. Yeah, no, this is I like this spot. This is a pretty strong position. This probably maybe going to turn into a paper ticket.
Wow,
we'll see.
That's crazy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Raiders suck.
So I don't know if the Jags don't suck.
They're coming off the bye, Sean. Saints.
So are the Raiders. We just talked about.
That's a bad thing. That's a bad thing. One team, it's a good thing. One team, it's a bad thing. Game 2, Saints head to the beautiful Los Angeles, take on the Rams. Rams are also coming off the bye. They're also a tremendously popular team this week. Currently sitting on 80% of the bets, 86% of the handle. Tyler Shuck, first start as a pro, came in the game, didn't look very good to me. Now he's going to get a week of practice. It seemed like they had planned this. I wonder if he had been getting some reps building up to that point, because that was a quick pull of. I mean, what was the score? They were down like 10 points, maybe not even. Anyway, Saints catching 2 touchdowns plus 775 on the money line. Sean, that's one NFL game. Rams minus 1200. 44 is the total. And when I realized the Rams were playing the Saints this week, Sean, it reminded me of a time we were watching football. I want to say it was at Harris.
Yeah, it's somewhere random.
At that point in my life, it was the largest sports betting ticket I'd ever seen. But this guy was sitting there, and he had I got to imagine it was a Saints money line ticket to beat the Rams. I'm just based on the timing, and they were minus 1,000. It was a $10,000 ticket to win $1,000.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Rams kicked their ass, and the ticket was it was one of those where like we picked the ticket up after he threw it on the ground and left. Yeah. That matchup reminded me of
I'm looking it up. It might have been. Let's see. No, that
because what year would it would have to be like 2006, 2000. I mean,
yeah.
Even for us to have been there and not over at the Venetian, there was a lot of elements of the story that made me not remember why we were there. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, what's your take on Tyler? There's definitely a chance that Tyler Shuck is worse than Spencer Rattler, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, it's so hard to judge after what we just saw such a limited workload. He came in there without a full week to prepare, but he didn't look amazing in the preseason.
Well, he couldn't beat out Spencer Rattler.
Yeah,
which I think was probably not their
people
design.
like Spencer Rattler. I kept saying the Rattler's going to get defanged. Oh, they're frisky. They're frisky. You got to take the Saints.
I thought it was a little weird to see him get pulled in that game like that. It seemed very orchestrated, like they had thought about it ahead of time.
Yeah, I think they thought, hey, our season's fucked.
Might as well check it out.
We drafted this guy in the second round. Let's see what we have. And they've even announced he's the starter here on out. So that to me is they're giving him an incredibly long leash.
Which tells you he might come out here and look very bad. Yeah.
And you know, the Rams are at the 49ers next. Maybe it's a look ahead. They have that revenge aspect to it. Rams off the bye under McVay actually hasn't been that good. Last 4 he's 0-4 ATS, 2-2 straight up. But the Rams did cover and win against Indy going into the San Francisco game. Now that was a little bit of a fortunate cover there on the line, but I don't know. Can you make the Saints? The one thing was they were like okay at home, or at least not as bad at home, but way worse on the road.
Kamara and Devin Neal popped up with ankle injuries, although Kamara has like ankle and knee injuries. But yeah, their top 2 running backs were both limited in practice. Rashid Shaheed is banged up and maybe also getting traded. Juwan Johnson and Chris Olave both on the injury reports, although getting full practices.
And off the top of my head, I'm like, the Saints team is horrible. Who's the one team they beat? Then I forgot they did beat the Giants. At
Oh
home.
wow, that seems unnecessary.
No, I was like, how could this team beat another NFL
Starting
team?
a franchise right now. Tyler Shuck or Jackson Dart.
Well, I mean, Spencer Rattler did beat Jackson Dart.
That was a random. That was clearly an outlier performance.
This one's tough. Maybe the Saints should be the play. The Rams, you could see
Luke is back.
Veteran team not motivated, but man, I'm taking the Rams. I'm eating the chalk here.
Yeah, we just told you that we were allowed to beat donkeys a couple times. It's going to be with the LA teams.
It's Dominic the Donkey.
This feels like the Colts Titans game from last week.
Yeah, where it's where
The
hey,
run game could just bully their way into.
Yeah, and maybe you get a defensive touchdown. I would not be surprised if that happens.
I didn't get a sense that when you make a quarterback change, maybe not everyone likes it.
Yeah,
I don't know if I get the sense that, I mean, I know we know Spencer Rattler as a prickly character from the reality show he did, but I got the sense that some of the vets didn't see this as. I think Tyler Shuck is much worse than Spencer Rattler, and I think some of the vets know that. And I think the most dangerous thing you can do is lose a locker room by putting a guy out there that is clearly not the best quarterback.
yeah.
So
I mean, I think
that's my hope.
To your point, I think the fact that they went out of their way to announce he's the starter the rest of the way, I think they're setting
dangerous.
some expectations of, hey, he might suck. We got to see what we have in this kid. Give me the Rams laying the 14. Kramer also Rams on the laying the 14. Just ram it.
Just ram it.
And you know what it means. Just ram it.
Last game in the late afternoon window. America's game of the week. Oh wow, Colby must really like Andy Reid to get him on the slide. Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs coming off Monday night and looking ahead to their bye. We always like Andy Reid coming off the bye. They're taking on the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo, and the Chiefs are laying 2. Sean -135 on the money line. Bills +115. 52.5 is the total. Very curious to hear your take on this game, because I think if you're going to beat this Chiefs team, you got to run the ball on them. And it seems like, based on last week, I know they were playing the Panthers. They remembered what happens when they give the ball to James Cook a lot.
Yeah.
That being said, I still don't know if we can try. I don't know if I should buy the Bills just off that Carolina game as if everything's fixed. The defense still has a lot of question marks, and if this turns into a shootout, do I trust the Bills to keep pace?
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be a shootout. From
Really?
looking at it, yeah, I think. Well, what's it? 52.5.
I think it's the highest total this week, right?
I would be surprised.
Oh no, Arizona Dallas is 50.
Yeah, I would be surprised. I got this as a 24-20
so you're
type game.
under if you were a totals guy.
Yeah, I'm not though. Luckily, the last 9 games, if you added up all the points both sides, it's been decided by 1 point, which is kind of crazy and highlights the back and forth here between these two teams. Now, it does seem like historically Chiefs lose this game and then win in the playoffs. That seems to be the formula. However, Ed Oliver getting knocked out with the bicep, to me, that kind of is the difference maker. I think if you're not able to pressure or kind of win the defensive line against this Chiefs team, I think you're going to be in trouble. And if you look at Mahomes' last 6 games against the Bills, it's all about the pressure stats. When he has a clean pocket, 7 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. When he's pressured, 5 TDs, 5 interceptions. So, and this Chiefs team is playing on another level. I guess it's a little bit of a short week, but man, I think it's a revenge game for the Chiefs getting embarrassed in Buffalo last year, or maybe not embarrassed is the right word, but they know they lost in Buffalo, and their offense is firing on all cylinders. And I'm just a little like, what edge do you have the Bills? Maybe the run game slightly, but this Chiefs team is
Well, really Pacheco being out is a problem.
Sure, but they'll figure it out. I trust Andy Reid to figure it out.
With
and
who though? That was kind of the Pacheco becoming more.
Kareem Hunt. I think Kareem Hunt can step into this role. And just head coach versus head coach. Give me Andy Reid over Sean McDermott any day of the week. So I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a close game. I got it 24-20 with the Kansas City Chiefs getting the win and the cover. Kramer, what are you doing?
Gambling instincts say to take the Bills, but I'm not. I think this Chiefs team. I said this in the office maybe yesterday. I kind of feel like this might be the best Chiefs team we've had.
Well, and they were a sleepy start, but clearly these last few games they've been in fuck you mode, especially with Rashee Rice getting him back. Clearly that gave their offense some juice. Even the ancillary guys like your Xavier Worthies and stuff are playing well. Kelsey is, he's got to stop dropping passes, turning them into interceptions. But other than that, he's helping the team.
Also, Matt Prater showed up on the injury report.
No,
could we have some kicking drama? And the Chiefs are doing this without Josh Simmons, still not with the team.
The offensive lineman.
Pretty unreal. Yeah, this. If you had to guess, Sean, where do you think people are betting in this one?
This is interesting. I would guess the Chiefs, but I think the Bills are certainly going to get a lot of love as a home dog.
So on DK, the Bills are getting a little bit more of the action. It's pretty split 50-50. At Circa, it's very much a Chiefs position.
All right.
So, which who bets early at the Circa? All the
sharps. Look out! Give me the Chiefs laying the 2. Kramer, you're on board, right?
I'm on the Chiefs as well. Again, I think you all you have to do with the Bills is go check out Bills Reddit and Bills social media.
There's a lot of issues.
Bills fans are not happy with the state of the team. Like whether it's the receivers, whether it's the defensive backs, the secondary, Sean McDermott himself.
Yeah, Ed Oliver being out is huge, especially with Matt Milano not being 100%.
Well, he did get a full practice, full disclosure, but he seems like he's in a state of his career where he's just.
But yeah, I don't even if he's out there, I don't think he's as effective as he was previously.
All right, Sunday night football. Seattle Seahawks taking on the Washington Redskin Commander football team. Washington 3-point home dogs here, coming off Monday night. A little bit of a thumping with Mariota at the helm, but they should get Jaden Daniels back this week. Meanwhile, Seattle off the bye. My goodness, Pete, the book's out. This is a massive rest disparity game. Short week and a bye. What are we doing, NFL? You don't have to do this. Seattle catching all of the tickets right now, Sean. A very popular side here. 83% of the bets, 88% of the handle. And like I mentioned, Jaden Daniels coming back. Although they do lose Terry McLaurin, it sounds like a re-aggravation. The DGen doc is saying 2 to 4 weeks minimum. Washington plus 140 on the money line. Seattle minus 160. 47.5 is the total. With the way that the Washington offense is so horizontal, and they, without McLaurin, probably not going to have it. Feels like it's going to walk right into what Seattle's defense does well.
Yeah. And
from a schematical matchup standpoint, this on both sides of the ball, this seems like the kind of game that, Seattle could really dominate. Now, to me, I think it's Dan Quinn. Can he get this defense to make some plays on Sam Darnold? Because Sam Darnold has let teams have opportunities. Now,
the only reason why they're not like the most dominant team in the NFC is because of Sam Darnold's bonehead turnovers. And we just watched that their last game before the bye, crazy string of turnovers. That's how they make this a game, Washington. But to your point, Ryan, the historic rest disparity is crazy. And going back to Seattle is just a much better team on the road than they are at home. ATS sides, everything. I think you're going to get a really fresh Seattle team going up against Jaden Daniels, who's coming back from injury. They're, last week it was Mariota, Daniels. They're going back and forth. This offense has no rhythm. Their roster is incredibly old, and it's all the stuff we highlighted as far as reasons to fade the Commanders in the beginning of the season. The case for them is, hey, we have Jaden Daniels back. Maybe, but I don't even. How do you get the deep stuff going without Terry McLaurin
and Tunsil? I mean, something to monitor. Tunsil did not practice.
Yeah.
And he left the game.
It's a kitchen sink game for the Redskins. They're completely desperate, backs against the wall, but a well-rested Seattle team who's good on the road, I think can neutralize it. So I think the public's right on this one. I like Seattle here laying the 3.
I do too. I'm fine. I mean, I understand that we haven't seen all of like a ton of healthy Jaden Daniels and McLaurin being hurt, but I am starting to wonder if the Kingsbury offense is getting solved, and if there's any coach that's gonna solve it coming out of a bye, it's McDonald. So I'm with you. So what? 3 times we've been donkeys and eating the chalk. That's
yeah,
pretty.
I mean, if you know,
It's
pretty solid. Also, it's not. I mean, the idea that Jaden Daniels isn't clearly the top quarterback from his class. I am enjoying that. Jaden Daniels or Jackson Dart, you're starting a franchise right now.
Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, 100%.
Yes.
Okay. Some durability concerns.
Sure.
Jackson Dart's nice and thick.
He's played 5 games.
Yeah.
And he's taken a ton of shots.
He's thick. He can handle the shots. Not like that wimp Jaden Daniels.
Well, let's talk middle of next season when he's out with the concussion.
Oh, there you go. Wishing brain injuries on people.
No, I would. Well, he's got Dr. Cam Scattermood looking up on him. I'm sure he'll be fine.
Yeah. There were some videos leaked of Eagles players going in the blue medical tent to check on a teammate. No controversy or worldwide.
We are just so in your heads there, Ryan.
No, I'm just pointing out that it happened. I mean, the whole league was. Well, they fined Cam Scattermood $15,000 for that.
Yeah,
that's one of the funnier things that's happened this season. All right, moving along. What has he done here with the Arizona Cardinals? The Arizona Cardinals,
homage to Buddy Ryan.
The Arizona.
What do you think Buddy Ryan's record was? Everyone
as a
loves,
head coach?
No, in Arizona. I mean, everyone loves Buddy Ryan, but like he was not a good.
He was never a good head coach.
Yeah. What do you think his record was in Arizona?
40% wins.
What's your guess?
40%.
12-20, so 37.5%.
It's a pretty good guess.
Yeah, pretty solid.
Arizona coming off their bye. They head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. Cowboys are looking ahead to their bye, Sean. And the Cowboys are for some reason everyone's like, you know what I got to do this week? I got to run to the window and take the Cowboys early in the week. 100% of the action at Circa is on the Cowboys. 90% of the action at DK is on the Cowboys. What is everyone doing? Cowboys laying 2.5 minus 150. Is a disgusting act on the money line. Arizona plus 130. 54 is the total. I didn't bring it up with the Giants, but everyone knows you take the 2.5. You don't lay it. It's very obvious. What are we thinking about? Is Kyler Murray back?
That's a good question. What do you think, Ryan? You're the injury expert.
I think he's back.
Except with Lamar.
Well, I didn't. I got lied to by Harbaugh. I believe a Harbaugh. Harbaugh's never lie.
So you think he's playing?
I mean, I put eyes on video of him practicing throwing the ball, moving around. I'm not. I would bet that he plays. Yes. If you're making me make a pick, I'm saying Kyler's out there. Really? I think the point spread probably says
Trevor,
that.
the Cardinals fan, is saying he hopes it's a Brissett game.
He hopes it's a Brissett game.
Yeah.
So in his mind, Brissett's an upgrade. I take it.
I think this is I kind of think Kyler plays. And if you go back, Kyler has had good history. I guess there's a stat where he's never lost at AT&T Stadium. It's a fun little nugget for the tater tot.
Yep.
And this Cardinals offense is going to be able to move the ball against this Dallas Cowboys defense. This Dallas Cowboys defense is horrible. I'm enjoying this because Rain Prescott was playing pretty well up until that last game against the Broncos. And the Cowboys have just been wasting a pretty good season for maybe a career year for Dak. And it's just down the tubes because they have no defense. They have no pass rush. When does Kyler and Jacoby struggle? They struggle with the pass rush. The Todd is going to be on the move all over in a dome. This is when they thrive. Kyler as a dog is historically one of the best angles. And this is a great spot for this Cardinals team. They're going to throw all over them. Trey McBride's going to have an awesome game. Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to have a great game. And the Cowboys are just good to allow 30 points per game.
So the Cowboys have faced Jalen Hurts, Russell Wilson, Caleb Williams, Jordan Love, Justin Fields, who by the way went for 283 against this Cowboys defense, Bryce Young, and Bo Nix. Only Bryce Young and Jalen Hurts were held under 200 yards passing.
And I think what you're and Bo Nix threw for 4 touchdowns last week. Shout out to the Laddie Daddy all over that prop there. Nice plus money on the prop show. Good reason to tune in. The Dallas Cowboys also lead the league in yards allowed to the scrambling quarterback there, 220 yards. And going back to the Bills are in
That's
second,
number 1 in the NFL.
220 yards in 8 games. Yeah, and then Bills are actually second in only 7 games. Now some of that was because Lamar had that huge game week 1, but I think Mahomes is going to be running all over the place as well. You want to talk about a fun prop? Mahomes to lead the game in running yards.
So even though the Cowboys held Jalen Hurts to 152 and Bryce Young to 199 in 8 games, they're averaging giving up 273 through the air.
Yeah, Cowboys suck.
Everyone's gotten right here. Kyler's going to get right.
I can only be so optimistic about Kyler.
Kyler's going to get right. The passing offense is going to look fine. We're not going to talk about the running backs. Let's hope they don't need to get involved. I still can't believe, by the way, for those keeping track at home, our survivor map is still active.
Minus the one,
minus the Arizona Cardinals choking. And yeah, I guess take the 2.5 with the Cardinals coming off the bye.
Arizona Cardinals plus 2.5. Lock it up.
It's Kyler time. Also, don't underestimate the defense taking a little bit of a step forward. Walter Nolan on his way back.
Yeah,
a lot of positives there.
They're coming off the bye. Good angle for them. All right, time for our lock, dog, and tease. Brought to you by MyBookie.ag. Promo code SGPN. Head over there. Use our promo code for a bet back bonus up to $500. Terms and conditions do apply. MyBookie.ag. Promo code SGPN.
Happy birthday.
Kramer, give me a lock, a dog, a tease, a lock, and a bonus lock. What do you got?
Didn't you go first last week?
I don't know. I don't recall.
Well, I went 3-0. We should do the same thing.
Okay, if you want me to go first,
you went first, and I don't.
I honestly don't remember. There was some dueling locks at some point.
Yeah, no, you went first.
Okay,
and I went 3-0.
Yeah, I went 0-3. So why don't you go first? You're on the heater, Ryan.
Yeah, but that's because I went second.
Okay, lock it up. Lock it up for me. Give me the Chicago Bears laying the 3. Next lock. Give me the Chargers laying 9.5. Why is that so fun?
I'm just because you earlier proclaimed that you regret that you haven't had more money on the Titans.
Yeah,
and now you're throwing down more money. I'm getting a chuckle out of that.
Because
it's not a negative thing. But it is. It's like, oh, I guess that's predictable in hindsight. Should have seen that coming.
Yeah, I think the Titans are a bad football team, like historically bad. All right, let's see. My last spot.
Mike McCoy revenge game.
No, he doesn't got that in him. Falcons are interesting, although honestly, I kind of like the props more in that angle. I'll leave you to lock up some of these close your eyes specials, Ryan. I can't do Andy Dalton again in a lock position, although I do like Panthers plus 13 a lot. That is way too high. You know what? This guy wins a lot of football games, Ryan.
Showtime, Mahomes.
Give me the Chiefs laying the 2 in Buffalo. Nobody circles the wagons like the Kansas City Chiefs.
Wow.
And for my money line dog, I like the Cardinals. They're a little short. I like the, you know what? Oh man, this Falcons plus 205 in that sweet spot. Everyone going to be on the New England Patriots. Yeah, give me Atlanta plus 205 on the money line for my tease. Give me Arizona up to 8.5. Give me the I can't take the Chargers down to that. Give me the Steelers up to 9. I think they can. If it goes bad for the Steelers, it could just go bad. Now that I think of it, I like.
Yeah.
You know what? Instead of the
kind of with you there.
Instead of the Chiefs, I'll stick with the Chiefs. I do like the 49ers a bunch as well. For my other leg of my tease, give me the Rams down to 8. It's a little bit of a puss tease, but I'll take it. And then for my last leg of my tease, there's not a ton of ideal Wong teases, Ryan. I'll go Yeah, I'll go Minnesota up to 14.5.
Gotta be creative.
All right. What do you got, Kramer?
Lock number one is gonna be, and I a little shocked you didn't lock this one up. Seattle.
It's a good angle.
Really want to get ahead of this one. I think we may have seen the best from the Kingsbury. I'm going to sneak off to Thailand and hope no one notices that I'm hanging out in Thailand. Offensive play, and then I'm going to tell the whole world that I was just working on a playbook. It's the craziest part of the story. Lock number two. Oh man, give me the Denver Broncos.
Oh, that's crazy. All right.
You're crazy for not realizing how bad that pass rush is going to destroy CJ Stroud. And lock number three, you look at the 3 close your eyes specials, and I don't really want to take any of them.
Yeah, that's why they're close your eyes specials.
But
you should just lock up all 3.
No. I've been having a nice system for playing. I played all the close your eyes special.
Okay.
But I've only locked up one, and I believe that was a mistake. So I'm not going to do that again. Lock number 3. Give me the Jags laying the 3 against the Raiders.
Of course. Okay. What are you doing for your money line dog?
For my dog. Oh boy. The small dog, you know what? Give me the Arizona Cardinals. Obviously this is an easy play. Kyler's going to get right. Small.
Like Kyler.
Small. Maybe we do a round robin with the close your eyes specials money lines. And then for the tease, we're going to take, let's see. This is where you take the close your eyes special. We're going to take the Falcons up to 11.5. We're going to take the Vikings up to 14.5.
Sorry, you're doing the Falcons up to 11.5.
11.5.
Okay.
Vikings 14.5.
Okay.
And then the Panthers 19.
All right, that is a fun tease.
Thank you.
All right, Kramer, time for our circa million card. What are we doing here?
You want to select the
what's our consensus play?
I mean, we can play the close your eyes special Atlanta. You're on the dog. I'm always good with a close your eyes special.
Atlanta plus 5.5.
We like fading the Cowboys. We can make the Cardinals our consensus.
Arizona plus 2.5.
Well, no, I'm saying one of those can be our consensus.
What do you want the consensus to be?
I'm asking you which one.
Oh, okay. I mean, I like both, but yeah, I'll say Atlanta plus 5.5. It's a close your eyes special. What 2 locks do you want to put in, Ryan?
Seattle and Jacksonville.
Okay, Seattle laying the 3, Jacksonville laying the 3. For me, I'm going Chargers minus 9.5, and locked up the Bears. Did I lock up the Bears last week?
You love the Bears.
I've been locking them up. I took them on the money line. Either way, they were boned.
That was the league called that one in. We all remember what happened.
Against injured Joe Flacco or Showtime Mahomes. Chiefs are going to win. They're going to get some bullshit from the refs. Let's go. All right. So our circa million cards: Atlanta plus 5.5, Seattle minus 3, Jacksonville minus 3, Chargers minus 9.5, KC minus 2. What's so funny, right?
I was talking earlier about how all be careful of all the landmines.
Yeah.
Then we have all these favorites in our card.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be playing some of these other. You want to put Minnesota 8.5 in there?
No, don't want to change anything.
All right. Good times as always. Check out the bonus episode, the Breeders' Cup preview with our boy Randy Moss, brought to you by First Bet. Promo code SGPN. Get in over there if you get some Breeders' Cup action. Fun to celebrate the sports equinox. Check out the Sports Gambling Podcast Network feed. Has all our podcasts on the entire network. So you get the MLB Gambling Podcast, NHL Gambling Podcast, NBA Gambling Podcast, College Football Experience, College Basketball is tipping off. We're going to be doing another bonus episode tomorrow. So we're doing 2 shows. Props episode for NFL Week 9 and our first ever of the season college basketball picks episode with Colby. So much going on, and of course, toss us a nice 5-star rating review over on Spotify. Drop your comments over there. Always enjoy hearing your picks. your angles, and of course, as always,
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
Kramer, you got the song ready?
I do have the song ready.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, second the money green. He's Ryan.
Rams and Survivor, right?
Yes. Kramer, let it ride.
I've got a fuck ton of bets on some games tonight. Got my lucky shirt on, yeah, I'm high as a kite. Kickoffs are starting soon, I better settle in. Maybe be here a while, now let the games begin. Hey, D-Jets, it's time for some football. Who do you like? Shit, I like them all. What type of friend says gamble is a sin? Yo, if you know bet, you know win. Hey, D-Jets, it's time for some football. So parlays, teasers, tons of prop bets. I just bet heavy as fuck on this money line live bet. Got my cigars, my booze, and a bag of edibles. We the real men of D-Gen. This is how we roll. D-Gens, it's time for some football. Who do you like? Shit, I like them all. What type of friend says gamble is a sin? Yo, if you know bet, you know win. Hey, D-Gens, it's time for some football. Self-control, bro. I just bet it all on Kansas City -10. Shit, I never lose. I just push or win. Score is tied and stakes is high. How's my prediction? It can't be denied. Hoping that this game don't slip away, cause this could be my fucking lucky day. Hey, D-Gens, it's time for some football. Who do you like? Shit, I like them all. What type of friend says gamble is a sin? Yo, if you know bet, you know win. Hey, D-Gens, it's time for some football. Self-control, bro. I just bet it all on the Houston Texans -10. Dude, I never lose, I just push or win. Only tell the wife when I have a big win, but it feels like they getting fewer and far in between. Meanwhile, I love the Packers to win outright. Plus, I'm triple stacked with them in the Millie Maker tonight. Hey, D-Gens, it's time for some football. Who do you like? Shit, I like them all. What type of friend says gamble is a sin? Yo, if you know bet, you know win. Hey, D-Gens, it's time for some football. Self-control, bro. I just bet it all on Jacksonville +10. Shit, I never lose. I either push or win. Hey, Sean. Yes, Ryan. Fly, Eagles, fly. Oh, Ryan, dude, wow, you're so sweet. I really appreciate that. It's going to be a great season for my Eagles. And hey, just for that, I'll give you a banger Giants drop. Now, how does that sound? No way. Here we go. Gee, man, the Giants are a great football team, and I have a weird crush on the head coach. I mean, he dropped all that weight, right? Dude, I'm dying. I know. Uh-oh, here comes Decker. Hey, Decker! Hey, kids! I just have one thing to say to you. What's that, Deck? San Diego Superchargers charge. Bro, they not an SD anymore. How many times do I have to tell you? That is a disgusting act. Hey, any of you guys want to toe out about disgusting? Hey, yo, how about my pets? Here we go, baby freaking wheel, man. Shut it, Capper. You like that? Careful.